Hello, Stings. In this video, we will be looking at the definition of a function. What we have here is what we call a Frayer model, where the word that we're going to define is in the middle, and then we have these four pieces of information that we're going to write about it. So for my definition, we are going to use the definition that we see from our Algebra Builder vocabulary. It's a relation where every input has exactly one output, and I'm going to write that as a little bit of a different sentence. A function is how we're going to start our sentence, and then we'll just copy down the words from the definition from the Algebra Builder vocabulary. A function is a relation where every input has exactly one output. So there's our definition in sentence form. For characteristics, we're going to say, if you can draw a vertical line is one that goes up and down, through the graph. So when we have a function, we can graph it through the points. And if you can draw a vertical line through the graph that touches the graph, or that touches the graph more than once, it is not a function. So conversely, if you can draw a vertical line through a graph and it only touches the graph one time, it is a function. If it touches the graph more than one time, it is not a function. Then we would say the relation fails the vertical line test. If we have a situation where the vertical line hits the graph more than one time, then it fails the vertical line test and it is not a function. Examples of functions include a set of ordered pairs, such as this set here. Notice an ordered pair has two numbers separated by a comma, surrounded by parentheses. And I'll go ahead and write this under here. And that set is in braces. We must have braces to show that. We could also do a graph. So here we have our x and y axis, and we can just say that we have a linear function for now. Another example is a table. And we could do 1, 2, 3, 4 for our domain values, and 4, 7, 8, negative 2 for our range values. Every x or input has one output. No x value repeats, and it's identified over to just one range value. Okay, non-examples. We can have a graph. Here's our y-axis and our x-axis. And the graph could look like this. So here's a situation where if I put a vertical line through this graph, it's going to touch it twice. That means it fails the vertical line test because the vertical line touched the graph more than one time. Another way that we could see that it's not a function is that maybe we have a mapping, which could be a list of ordered pairs, or it could be in a table form. But here we have this input of 3 and 4. And we have output of -5, -2, excuse me, 1, and 5. And if 3 is mapped to -5, and it's also mapped to -2, then we have a fail as far as the definition goes, because every output can only have every input can only have one output, and this input has 2 outputs. Same thing if we mapped the 4 to both the 1 and the 5. So here are some definitions, or a vocabulary organizer for the definition of a function, with characteristics, examples, and non-examples.